They met one day over a connection that became an acquaintanceship. When multiplied by time spent, developed into a friendship that was poured into by both parties who entertained interest, goodness. They couldn't help but be together. And together they rose and fell through heavens and hells, helped each other up as they struggled up more times than once she heaved his behind out of a rut. Mistakenly they hurt one another, but determinedly they healed one another. And when they were far from one another, they worked to be with one another until one another blended into just one. And each one knew they couldn't live without this one. He could see his future when he looked at her. He could speak in baritones when he stood next to her. Enamored by estimation, he spoke without inhibition. Woman, I love you. I don't know any other way to say it. These are crazy days filled with crazy conundrums, and in them you've been all I've ever prayed for, and then some, and it baffles me. It baffles me how all of this wonder, this character could approach my doorstep and dress in jet black ringlets that I love getting lost in, smiling at me. Smile, so they could see the sunset and re-rise in the middle of the afternoon. Smile because argumentative atheists still demand proof. And go ahead and speak the stuff that legends are made of. Muse men toward excellence in their day jobs to eventually quit and fulfill what they were made for. And whatever you were made for, it's that I'll pray for. And God willing, I'll be right there beside you when you succeed, because I love you. Who you all's got me acting a fool. Sometimes after kissing you, I press my lips together and imagine that I'm still kissing you. I consider having a doctor imprint the feeling of your lips on my lips, so I can always feel I'm kissing you. But as much as I love you, I know you're not mine to own. So better than having you, I'd rather escort you to the gates of God's glorious kingdom, engage in a final embrace and let go. And she'd expected this. Her tearful reply matched his. She said, man, I love you. I don't need any other way to say it. If I were mute, it'd be written across my face like a tattooed manuscript. Your constant encouragement makes me victorious. Your back has withstood the girth of my hurts. Only a chosen few can understand your worth. At the angels' appraisals, I've come to learn that you add to my economy every time you place stock in me. Now I know sometimes you're gonna leave your drawers on the floor, that there's gonna be body odor and flatulence, pig-headed, sensitive only to an extent. Whatever, kid, I love you through depression. And if we can't afford the therapy and Prozac, I'll be that till we can get you back on track. I understand that sometimes you just gotta go through bad to grow, but as much as I love you, I know you're not mine to own. So better than having you, I'd rather escort you to the gates of God's glorious kingdom, engage in a final embrace and let's go. They met one day over a connection, maybe by God or maybe by happen chance. They made a decision in God by ring and by covenant. And while advocates cheered them on, they entered their own world, gazing into one another's faces, eyes speaking to one another in an audible statement. I love you. There ain't no other way to say it. Love.